doesn't.
Hold on to your butts.
Don't waste my motherfucking time!
I got up this morning, put on my shoes, tied my shoes, went to the mirror, put a comb my hair, I made a move, know what to do. Try to break and run.
Did you run out of steam?
Whatever the end of whatever you were saying, I didn't hear. It was just the music again. It's like you made the noise for too long that you became...
You became one with the music?
Yeah. I can't hear Matt at all.
I'm telling it to automatically adjust. There we go. Try now. Now he's not talking.
We are live. It is the Lotus Cast.
Hi.
You can catch us live only on strangelabel.com. So, how come we can't listen to Strange Label, the live feed, on our website?
What do you mean?
You can right now.
Well, like,
isn't that where everybody
there's
is?
not a for Strange Label on the website. So I couldn't say, hey, listen to us live at thelotuscast.com.
Oh, that, because Joe hasn't changed it yet.
I am not the only one with access to the website, so...
I don't remember what it is, and I haven't remembered what it is.
It's the same
There has
password
been
we
for a
use
long
for
time.
everything, Dave.
Okay, I don't remember any of that stuff.
Caught in a lie, Dave.
I didn't remember until you just reminded me.
Because we only have one password, and it works for everything.
Just tell him the password over the air.
What if I were to die? You guys would just be like, oh, I guess there's no show anymore because I
Happy?
can't access... Yeah, besides being happy.
We'd be so happy.
See, I knew it.
I'd go to your funeral.
I'd go to his funeral, too, but just to laugh at
Just
and
to dance
marvel
on
at
my
the
grade. Yeah.
Would you look at his dead penis?
Actually,
It's going to be in
I'm
a
pretty-
suit, I would assume.
Yeah, but he never showed you before, so now
Or
you
it would
wanna-
be like in ashes.
Do you think...
Joe's going to be so naked, but they're going to put like a tiny little suit on his penis.
Yeah. That's a pretty good idea.
You mean a regular size suit on his penis? Oh, yeah. I high-five myself.
That's called clapping.
Yeah.
So, I've been talking to Joe a lot recently because we've been playing Destiny 2, which is now starting to consume all of my free time. And he's been talking a lot about not being happy at the job. You're not happy at your job, Joe?
I wouldn't say, yeah, well, I don't know. I've been there, as it turns out, almost 4 years, and, I'm just starting to think about where I go next.
So, where do you go next?
I don't know. That is a question for the River of Life. Which fork is it going to take me down next?
But the thing is you never
Hover
really...
Island takes you where you want to go.
You're never faced with any forks.
There is a fork right now. I can stay at my job, or I can go to another job.
But the job...
Is there another job?
Well, no, I can go find another job.
Well, then that's not a fork, then.
That is a fork.
No.
Yeah, because I can either continue to be unhappy in my current job, or I can move on and find another one. That's the
But
fork.
It's only a fork once you've found the other job or other thing to do.
There's another prospect. There's a potential
There's a potential. I will say like a potential. One of my old coworkers has sent me a link to a job in his new place and told me I should apply. So I'm probably
But
going
isn't
to
it
apply.
kind of the same thing that you're doing now?
It's a little bit of the same thing I'm doing now.
So do you understand that if you were to switch from the unhappiness at the job that you're at now,
Are
you're
you trying
just
to
gonna
dissuade me? I'm not necessarily just going to take it. I'm gonna, if they invite me to an interview, I'm
You kind
going
of cut
to.
him off before he got to his main point, which I believe is going to say addressing what makes you unhappy in the first place.
Yes.
One of the things that I told you that I was unhappy about is that there is no room for growth, and this.
I don't think that's the real cause of the unhappiness.
I said that is one of them.
Yes.
If you guys would pay attention to my
No, we pay attention
words
very
here,
closely, in fact.
that there's no room for growth, and that is something that I was looking for.
Well, no, and my goal here, Joe, wasn't to it's not an attack. This isn't
It
an
is always
attack.
an attack.
It's not. You always interpret it as an attack piece, but this is a, I'm always trying to help Joe. That's all I want to do. I want to help Joe become a better Joe. I feel like every step that I've ever made is always in an attempt to better Joe. Is that not the case?
I don't.
Does
feel like
anybody
that's
else
the case.
feel
I feel
differently?
like a lot of the times it's like, what are you doing wrong, Joe? Everything? Okay. And then you point
Okay,
out
so-
literally nothing I do is right. To your standards, to the Matt standards, apparently.
Listen, I don't have standards. I'm not saying that you should do things like I
Yeah, but
I
you're
wouldn't ever
speaking in
lay out-
generics. Like, you don't exactly 100% know what I do or what this new job does, and but you're sort of leading it off as like, isn't
No,
this
he's-
just more the same?
No,
back-
what he's saying is it's not about the job at all.
I get what he's saying. He's trying to get me to
Then why?
say this is
I'm trying to get you to say anything.
No.
I'm only leading the I'm taking the information that you give me, and
I
if you
didn't
told me, man,
describe what the new job was. I said it was a little bit of what I'm doing now, a little bit what I've
Yeah.
done in the past, in my
Exactly.
job before this. But yeah, like it's more because it's a bigger organization. The pay is a little bit better.
but also knowing you and at the job that you're at now and the job that you were before, you were never fully entirely happy.
Yeah,
that
but like
either of
I
those
don't
jobs-
know that there is a job around here that would ever make me like, I don't know, 100% happy.
But I'm
Like what?
surprised why you're not like trying to pursue or find something that makes you happy.
Because I guess at the deepest level, I don't know what would make me happy on a daily basis. And
There you go.
And then on the other level is that I can't not work. I have school
But
loans,
nobody's
I have
asking
car
for
Nobody
loans.
said that.
Yeah, but I can't just stay at my current job knowing that I'm unhappy and then go and just be like, well, I'll just wait around here some more.
But you've been waiting around at your
Yeah,
job
but like,
for-
wouldn't I try to get this new experience and maybe there's something better there that I find out that
Nobody's
this is what I
saying
really
to
want
not
to do?
that.
Yeah, I'm
This
not
is
even
what you-
saying don't.
Well, then why are you questioning? Like when I said I was going to apply for it, you were just like,
Nobody is
Again,
but
doing
aren't you
that.
just going to be
Defensive.
unhappy?
I'm saying why? Like, what are you doing to find that something that you're kind of passionate about, or you're really happy with, or like why aren't you? Are you doing anything like that? Are you trying to find? It seems like you've been at this job for so long. You're making more of a lateral move to the next job, and is there like, are you making any steps to find or make any of those big changes?
What big changes? You want me to move somewhere else, try a different industry?
I'm not saying. God damn it! It's insufferable.
Well, no. What is the suggestion that I do then? If you were me, what would you be doing right now?
To look into what might make you happy first,
Such as?
such as anything.
I don't know what. I don't know what makes you happy, Joe.
I don't know.
I don't-
It seems like you're trying to say that you have all the answers, but when I give you
No.
like practical responses, you're like, well, that's not going to make you happy. I'm like,
I haven't said
Well,
anything isn't going to make you happy.
it's like you're trying to satisfy Matt and Dave. You should be trying to satisfy yourself.
They're
They're just trying to
I
get
don't
you
even
thinking.
know how you try. The only thing that would satisfy me is if Joe found something that satisfies him.
Right.
And I don't know if this job will. I said I would go and interview for it and find out. Like, I don't have to leave. It's not paying significantly more. It does have a couple cool perks, like I would have summers off. But like, I don't have to leave. And if it's not anything that I feel that is better for me, then I won't.
I think you should try
Okay.
new things. Because if you stay where you are, you know what'll happen. If you try new things, you never know what.
And I've already put out feelers at my current job, seeing if I could slide into, not really slide into, but if I could do another position that wasn't straight technology, which is what I'm doing now. And the answer was no, because I don't have enough qualifications. So.
And they won't train you in the qualifications or anything?
No, I need a lot of licensures because I work in education settings.
But if the job that you're at now, like where you're at now, if they offered some of those movements, is that something that you were like, wow, that really excites me?
I would explore there. I would explore it because, yeah.
I know that you would explore it. Like right now, if my job came to me and said, hey, we're interested in you becoming a pharmacist, but you're going to have to go through these different things. But, we're also interested. Oh, I would definitely make those moves. Nothing about being a pharmacist excites me, but, I would do that just because, all right, well, there's a potential for more money. There's a potential for this, but not necessarily, wow, that's really cool. That's exciting. I'm going to be a pharmacist.
Yeah, but I don't know what really excites me, and I'm willing to try another job that's different from what I'm doing now and seeing if there's some interest there. It does meet a lot of the stuff that I'm doing does meet one of the things, and that's I like to help people. I like to work with people who need a little bit of help, like special needs wise, and that is there in both of these. So
you like working with the retarded people because they're inferior to you?
No.
You know that you're better than them?
No, I don't think that way. I just, sometimes...
I mean, that smile on your face
kind
of
leads as well.
Because I constantly think that I'm better than people?
I feel like, you do the shit all your friends.
That's the thing. That's you think that everybody does.
You think that we kind of pick on you, so then you go to work and you just kind of...
I pick on all the kids that
you just pick on the
need some help.
I mean, I wouldn't
And I don't work with, as you say, retarded people. As you guys say, in your parlance. No, these are just kids that need a little bit of extra help in their personal lives.
Retarded.
Not retarded. They're just emotional help.
Would you help them jerk off if they couldn't use their arms?
No, I can't. No, it's not a physical disability. The kids that
That's the best thing I've ever read in our chat ever.
Have made bad
retarded
decisions.
People are easy to rape.
Joe, do you find that? Is that the truth?
No, that is not the truth. This is terrible. What
you
is
target
wrong with
them?
you guys?
Quite difficult.
What is wrong with you guys?
You target our most vulnerable children?
They're not our most vulnerable children.
Our most Voldemort children?
Yeah, I don't know why that came out.
Oh, boy.
No, anyway. I don't work for the school that has the physically disabled kids anymore. The ones I work at are the mentally disabled. And
these ones can still struggle.
Yeah, if they report you, nobody will believe them.
What is wrong with you guys? What? Seriously. The last thing I need, too, is for my boss to just hear this and be like, okay, you're not working here anymore.
Maybe that's what you need. Maybe that'll be like the correct boot in the ass.
I already told you that I am applying for this one. I don't need another boot that I'm getting fired. I don't have this one to rely on.
I don't know. It's just when we were talking yesterday, you just seemed like because you even threw that out there. Like, I don't know if I should move somewhere, which is something that we've talked about.
Yeah, and I've honestly thought about too, just moving somewhere else and maybe living in another state and trying my luck there. I feel like I've been feeling recently that I need like a little bit of a shakeup in my life. I
listen. I think that there's a lot of stuff that Joe needs to tackle with your life in general. Like I really do. You're telling me, Dave, you're gonna love this. Joe's telling me that Sunday nights now he's been going to Brian and Shannon's house to watch shows. So he watched Game of Thrones there every Sunday, like he used to do at our house. And then now they've switched over to the Orville. He's going over there to watch the Orville. But this past Sunday, he watches the Orville, and then Shannon's like, "Oh, I'm really tired. At 10 o'clock, I'm going to go to bed." And then he stays there because he doesn't know how to leave.
I was tired, and I did want to go home. And yes, I can just say to Brian, like, I'm tired, I'm going to go home. But I liked watching Rick and Morty with Brian, which is what I ended up saying for.
All right, that's not what you told me before the show started.
Yes,
you said, You know me, Matt. I don't know how to leave
Yes,
parties.
but that is also
I don't
true.
know how to leave.
That is also true. But like, I don't know how to leave. I don't know how to leave and not be awkward. That is a character trait of mine. I end up
thought to
staying
myself,
late at people's houses and parties because I don't know how to leave,
I thought it was crazy.
even if I
that
want
he-
to.
And Morty, which is he has to be up early on Monday, and I don't even stay up that late to watch. Like I watch Rick and Morty the next day.
Yeah, I got home at 1
Um,
o'clock because then we talked for a while after the show was over because it's on at 11:30, and then I got home at 1
There-
o'clock.
1 a.m.
Yeah, and I was just tired. I was tired all day Monday.
Did you feel guilty about that?
I didn't feel guilty. I don't blame Brian. Obviously, it's my own fault.
I'm not saying about you. I'm saying you also stayed there with Brian, keeping him up until.
No, he was staying in all day because he was going to play Destiny all day.
It doesn't sound like he was bothered by you hanging out with him.
Well, I mean,
No.
nobody's gonna.
If he was just
Necessarily come out and
he has
say-
kicked me out before too because he was just like, oh, I have to be up really early tomorrow. Sorry, no Rick and Morty tonight. Just totally fine. I'm fine with that too.
It's just funny that you are, like you aren't making the plans and setting the schedule. You just
I'm a guest, Matt. I'm a guest in their home.
you can't leave on
It
your
doesn't
own
need to be a
terms.
guest in your own life.
I'm a guest. I'm not even the main character to my own life. I'm like the dumb next door neighbor that is in for like a couple lines and then like can't leave. I'm basically Kramer. I'm Kramer in my own life.
You know what's funny is Mike Moore from Wheelbarrow Full of Dicks on Strange Label, live on Monday nights, pointed out that there's an episode of Rick and Morty this season that kind of focuses on Jerry, and Jerry's getting eaten by this giant worm plant, and the entire speech that Jerry gives is Joe.
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
Oh, it's a little bit Joe.
No,
It's
it's
a little
not.
bit
I
Joe.
don't complain about my life. You do. You try to point out all the terrible things in my life. I don't complain about it. I'm not asking for anybody's sympathy or pity.
Hold on. I'm not really complaining about your life. It's just you brought these topics to me, and
I
then
didn't
use
bring
it
them.
for
I'm
fodder on
telling
the
you
show.
as my friend, this is what's happening in my life, and then you
Yeah.
try to like shame me in a public setting. Like I'm not actively asking for anyone's pity.
It wasn't about pity, man.
It was.
How did this come up
Oh.
while you were playing Destiny? Were you even enjoying playing Destiny? Or were you just...
No, it was just like, I don't know, Matt logged on last night and said, oh, something came up job-wise that I don't know, just talk to him about.
I just want you to be happy, buddy.
Okay, whatever.
That's all I want, Joe. That's all I strive for is your happiness. I try to find you girlfriends.
No, you don't.
I've tried
Your
to. I've
Tinder
tried to-
dates in New Hampshire? I'm not going to drive 2 hours for those. Are you kidding me?
I thought there were some good prospects.
There weren't. And a lot of them live like 40 miles away from you, and you don't even know which direction. So it could
I
be
don't.
it
I
could
have
be
no
like an
idea.
extra 40 minutes on top of the 2 hours it takes to get to you.
I'm just saying.
I'm surprised you
some of
even got
those chicks-
matches.
Oh, Joe gets tons of matches.
Really?
Joe gets matched up like crazy. Oh my god, dude! I get matches. I've had conversations. I've had conversations with girls to the point where the meetup can happen, but then I can't get Joe to do the meetup. So then
I'm not going to drive
I just,
over 2 hours for this. It's
He's
not
doing
worth
all the
But
work
they've-
for you, Joe.
I
The
don't care
driving's
about
the
the
easy
work.
part.
There's virtually no work in what he's doing. If I wanted what he's doing, I could do it myself. I don't need Matt to do that for me.
I don't know if you
When I
can.
was in Kentucky, I had one girl, like hook, line, and sinker because I called her Dumpling.
Because of the shape, or
Yeah, oh definitely. But I love you, Joe. I love you.
Okay, I bet.
I do. I hate that you get defensive, like when we talk about it here, because it's not really anything to get a defense about, because this isn't really like a straight attack. There
was
was
a
some
straight
hurtful
attack.
things said, but it's not really though. It's not. I just want you to kind of find that thing. I want you to find that thing that you really love or you really enjoy doing. You have a lot of potential and the ability to do that. Like you don't have anything that is tying you down anywhere. Like you don't have any real responsibilities outside of yourself. That's it. Like you have to take care of and worry about you. So why not take advantage of that and really take some of those risks, or anything? Like, just find that thing that you're passionate about and do it.
Did you hear a word of that, or are you just?
I did listen to it, Dave. Thank
No,
you.
just is like the dismissive, like.
He's considering it.
That's your interpretation of
Or maybe not even having to find a job you're passionate about, like just a job that you can tolerate that allows you to pursue
Listen, I
things
said
that
I
you
was
are
going to
passionate
apply
about.
for this job. Why am I getting all this
Nobody
flack?
is saying to not do that. You're
I'm not
listening.
saying, yeah, exactly. Like,
No, but you're making
even
it seem like I'm just sitting at work doing nothing when I could be
No,
applying
he's
for other
not.
jobs.
No, that's
Yes, I
not.
want you to be passionate about what you're doing. And then when I said, like, oh, okay, I'm going to go explore this opportunity that came up, are you sure you want to do that?
I didn't hear those words.
Yeah, I don't think anyone is dissuading you from doing that.
Yeah, but then why is it a question? Why bring up this whole thing anyway? If when I said, "Oh, I'm going to go explore this opportunity," you're just like, why bring it out there?
Well, again, because what you said to me, and how you've portrayed this, even this other job, is that it is a lot of the same of what you've been doing. So therefore, is it really something that you want to go into, or do you think that, okay, yeah, take the opportunity, jump at the opportunity, but really take the time to get out on the ledge and explore other things that you can. You can explain a lot or explore a lot and take those opportunities. Just, why aren't you? Or does that make sense? I guess not. You shook your head weird.
Well, no, because you're like, why aren't you? And I literally just said I was.
But yeah, okay. All right. No, that's fine. I don't know how else to.
I just think that you need to be doing something, like the work is irrelevant to me. You could be doing any job in the world and you'd still end up being unhappy with it after a few years or 2 years or whatever, because you're not addressing the rest of whatever it is.
Well, listen, like I said before, I don't know what job would make me 100% happy, and I want to explore a bit and see if I can narrow it down.
Okay. But I don't care about the job or whatever you do for work. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you need to explore whatever in general would make you happy, not just your job.
Yes.
Yes. So maybe
But
it's
I'm
more than
saying-
just applying for a new job.
Yes, which is what I was also saying, that maybe I need to move somewhere else. Maybe I need a fresh perspective on something. I don't know.
Yeah. I think the fresh perspective is kind of the right idea.
Yeah.
I don't think
But I
that moving
don't-
necessarily will do it either, because then you're just going to fall into the same thing there
Well, yeah,
as
but
well.
I don't know. It depends. Like,
Well, we wouldn't have you guys holding him back.
exactly. I wouldn't get all these
That's true.
this doubt thrown at me.
Yeah, second guessing is every move.
Seriously.
What the fuck? I always I don't understand why it's even second guessing isn't necessarily a bad thing. I mean, I don't understand how like trying to discuss it and I don't know, explore these things with you is a bad thing.
I don't think that that's a bad thing. I think this is a bad forum for it, because your primary motivation isn't necessarily to help me, but more to draw the humor out of the situation for a radio audience.
We would do that anyway.
Yeah.
Come on.
I think
We're
our
funnier
audience
off
cares
the air.
about you.
Are you reading the chat? Nobody seems to.
They never care.
Yeah.
Why would you ever?
Exactly.
Why would you ever look to the chat room for validation on
Yeah.
anything that we do on the show?
No, they hate everything.
Yeah. So what is the?
I wasn't looking for it.
You
Adam
did. You
literally
just-
no. Adam literally said, "What the chat people love you," and I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm looking at the chat. Nobody cares."
Oh. All right. Well, I
They
mean,
say you're a perfect
Good.
Newman. Someone
Yeah.
said you're perfect. A
Perfect Newman. Yeah. Great. Thanks.
He's a
good luck,
beloved
Joe.
character.
I want you to land on your feet, or stay on your feet.
Yeah. Whatever. Wherever that ends up being.
Wherever that ends up being, buddy. You might be mad at me, but you got to understand this isn't coming from an angry place or spiteful place or any type of place, except that I just want you to be happy, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that the iPhone X will make you happy, Joe?
In the short term, probably, because it's so beautiful. Really? Nothing? Dave?
You already tried that.
Nothing?
So the
I can only call you
iPhone-
stupid so many times, Joe.
The iPhone X.
I love the
Apple,
rounded
obviously.
corners. I love the notch in the top of the display because it like perfectly separates the status bar. I've been saying this for years. That status bar is just wasted space.
Yeah, totally.
Dave, you're not happy about it?
I don't know how anybody could possibly be happy about it.
So explain to me, like, I'm not an Apple guy. I don't have iPhones. I had one iPhone that, if you recall, Roman gave to me, and I broke it.
Mm-hmm.
You broke it like the next day, and he didn't give it to you.
Oh,
He
yeah.
loaned it to you.
No, well, he gave it to me, and he said, when you start making six figures a year, you can pay me for this phone. And, I mean, that hasn't happened, so.
But you broke it the next day. Like it wasn't even also like. Didn't you also have it in a case too? But somehow you shattered it like the next day.
It fell out of. I was on the phone, and I was trying to hold the phone with my shoulder and my ear, and it slipped, and it landed face down on the concrete. That's just broken.
Which is impressive because I've never broken a phone like that.
Yeah.
Oh boy, did it break too! Because then those glass shards just started peeling off and sticking in my face. It really hurt.
So
Yeah. What did you hate about it, Dave?
for one, I mean, they're taking away so much functionality of the phone by getting rid of the fingerprint scanner and having no button. I don't care. Like, who really needs that much more screen on their phone? I don't understand
Matt's
why.
phone doesn't have it. His Android has no home button.
They did
Oh.
take away the home button on the Galaxy.
Yeah.
They have the fingerprint scanner.
They have the
but
fingerprint scanner on the back. Yeah,
which
which is still
love.
stupid. It's
We
never-
actually still have a home button, but it's on the side now.
Right. And the fingerprint scanner on the back is nice separately. I wouldn't mind having that as an extra one, but having one on the front, it allows you to actually use your phone without having to pick it up.
That's true.
At this
But
point, you
isn't-
need to point your face at the stupid phone to use
Is that
it.
the only
Well,
way?
No,
that
No,
you
you
can
can-
still put your passcode in,
Yeah.
but that's
You can swipe up
obnoxious
from
and
the
it's-
bottom and put your passcode in.
Right.
Yeah.
But the whole point of the face unlocking and the fingerprint unlocking is for ease of use, and they're literally taking away ease of use for no reason.
Right. So that's a big seller on this new phone is the facial recognition. Like I've heard a
I don't
lot of
get
people
why
talk
though.
about it.
Because you
Like
can
they're
turn your
advertising it as
face
more secure or
into,
something,
like,
but
an
who cares about
emoji.
security in that regard? Like, I'm not worried about 1 in 30,000 people being able to unlock my phone because their fingerprint's close enough, you know? That's an
Yeah,
insane
what happens-
level of security,
What happens if Hannibal gets a hold of your
right?
phone?
I don't
and
like
face?
biometric data for that reason because like what if I'm unconscious and Matt wants to like swipe through my phone? All he has to do is like touch my thumb to my phone and he has instant access.
Instead of just picking up your phone and pointing it at your face.
Never
if
been
you have your
around
phone
you.
It's the
down
same thing.
on
I'm
a
just
table at
saying
the
it's the
bar.
same thing. I don't like the biometric entry.
You have a lot more control over where your fingers are than what looks at your face.
No, but if I'm passed out because I'm drunk and then manager's like, let's see what's on Joe's phone, then he just touches my thumb to my phone and it starts working.
Yes, but if you're not unconscious, then your fingerprint is much more secure than
Yeah,
looking
Joe, what
at
if I
your
have
face.
what if I have a 3D printer? I could just print your face out.
No, I don't think that works correctly.
Have they tried that? Can you just take a picture of someone and hold the picture up to the scanner?
No, because it does get depth.
Yeah.
Like the
there's a depth
technology
scanner.
of the face scan is solid. Like it
Impressive, yeah.
does scan well. But that's not the point. It's that it's a completely unnecessary thing when you have fingers using the goddamn phone already.
Well, the rumors were that they were trying to build the thumb scanner into the phone itself, like under the glass. It just didn't work well.
Right. Right.
So they
So-
settled
so
on
what
the
else
face
is-
one.
Big.
What else is supposed to be cool about this phone? I mean, the facial recognition. They've got some good software or
No,
whatever.
that's it.
No,
it's
the
facial recognition because the rest of it
animated
is
emojis.
Yeah, exactly. Some crappy It tracks your face. Since it tracks your face a little better with the face scanning thing, it can animate the stupid emoticons.
With your face. It'll turn your face into like the pile of poo emoji.
Ooh.
Wow.
Who cares? It can literally already do that.
It's just shit to get people who already own one to buy a new one.
It's also expensive. It starts at $1,000.
Yeah, the price on this
It's
is
not that expensive relative to what phone, like the phone already
if
is.
you're going to get the iPhone 8 Plus, which they also announced, it's only like, I think $100 more expensive.
Yeah.
So it's I mean, how much is an iPhone right now? I thought they were like
They
$800
start
or
at
something like that.
600, 700, I think. 700, and then the 8 Plus is 100 more than that, and then the 10 is 100 more than that.
Mm-hmm.
I got you. Why did they jump right?
Doesn't the 8 Plus start at 32?
Are they
They're
skipping
64.
the 9?
They're 64, and
They got rid of that
256.
for the 8 Plus as well.
Yeah, so the 8 and the 8 Plus is 64 and 256. There's only 2 tiers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not $100 more, it's $150 more for the 256.
And regardless, both of those phones are way too big. I don't know why people like such huge fucking monstrous devices in their pockets. It's so fucking stupid.
I'm okay with the size of my 7 Plus.
I think the size, like, I don't know.
It's not.
It's unnecessary.
It's a little bit wider than my old Android phone, but it's shorter than the Android phone.
It's just unnecessary. Why do you, like, who...
I get that it's unnecessary, but...
No, but is that much more screen size really going to add to your enjoyment of whatever video you're watching on your phone for 5 minutes?
If you
I don't
use
know.
your
I mean,
phone
a lot
a
of
good
people
amount,
spend time watching
if you use your
Netflix
phone a
and
good
stuff
amount
like that.
during the day, like it's not just that; it's the keyboards are bigger. If you've got bad eyesight, like images are bigger. There are definitely uses for having a bigger screen. It just might not be good for you.
Not really uses. You can still zoom in with your phone. The phone, I mean...
Listen, I've seen my
just
dad
not a
and
good
my
argument.
uncle use the 6 Pluses they have, or 6S Pluses, and the font is ginormous. They have it on the extra huge
Well,
font.
you can change that on any
No, they do it
phone.
on purpose because their eyesight is terrible.
Like,
But if the
okay, but
screen
you
is
can change
bigger,
that on any phone.
yes, but if the screen is bigger, they can fit more of that huge font on the screen. So it's not just one word; it's 4 words.
It's a sound argument, Joe.
So
Plus
So you're telling me that, like, basically it's good because JobLot also sells remotes with buttons that are 2 inches wide.
Yeah, it's good
Like,
if you're
that's what
in
the
your
iPhone
60s
Plus
and your
is.
eyes are terrible. The iPhone 10 also has a Super Retina display.
Which doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean
Well,
anything.
I mean,
it's
Super
better
Retina.
than just Retina display. It's
No,
Super Retina.
that's literally impossible because their definition of Retina display is like the pixels per screen that you could possibly like. It's so fucking stupid.
No, their
But this
definition
is
of Retina,
Super
was
Retina.
4 times the pixels, and now
Hold on,
this is Super
listen.
Retina.
Listen to this explanation of
No, the way
Super
they
Retina
advertised
display.
it was that the Retina display was the amount of pixels your eye could see on that size screen.
with
Like,
iPhone
that's how they
X,
advertised it.
the
So what the
device-
hell would super mean?
Listen, with iPhone X, the device is the display. An all-new 5.8-inch Super Retina screen fills
Yeah.
the hand and dazzles the eyes.
Supposedly, it's easier to use than the 8 Plus or the 7 Plus because
Dazzle.
it's
Easier to
thinner.
use.
It's thinner in the sense that your thumb doesn't have to stretch that far.
Guys, it dazzles the eyes.
It dazzles the eye,
Yeah, it's got an OLED display, so
which have a tendency to burn in. By the way,
any spot that's black on your phone isn't using energy. So only things that are lit up and not black are using energy. on
which
the
is why
screen.
they have a tendency
So-
to burn.
You're,
look
you're
beautiful.
gonna get this, Joe? You're gonna buy this phone?
Honestly, I probably won't. The other part of me wants to annoy Dave, because I
You
don't.
know, I know that they're saying like, oh, we've got like wireless charging stations.
It does have
and
wireless
Ooh.
charging, on
But
it,
that's really I hate the wireless charging.
Then you can't use your phone while it's charging.
Yeah, it's kind of stupid.
Again,
like
they're ruining usability of things, thinking that they're doing a cool.
I'm
the idea of
Right.
wireless charging. Like, dude, Apple, come up with a way that I walk into my house and then my phone starts charging automatically, like just being in my house.
That's
that,
safe.
that would be amazing. I would fucking I would become an Apple guy if that happened.
I
I'd-
don't know. I don't know. I might switch to an Android next year. I don't know. I'm up for an upgrade, but
I don't know why you would switch to Android. You have never liked the Android.
I didn't
why
like...
don't you wait until like the next like halfway thing? Because with an SE2, if they're gonna release an SE2, that's what I'm gonna get.
I don't want an SE. It's too small.
It's not too small.
It is.
You've used that phone forever.
I used it for years, but now that I have a big phone screen, I'm not going back.
Jesus Christ.
What
the hell are you doing with your phone where you can't hold it half an inch closer so the screen
I don't want a
seems
tiny
that
phone.
size?
I have big dancer hands, and
I have bigger hands than you.
the
Dancer hands?
and the to hit the keys on the
Dancer
keyboard with the
hands?
the phone.
You have
it's
big dancer hands?
yeah, because I use them in dancing. To hit the keyboard on like one of
You've
those small
never
iPhones,
Oh
it's
my God.
hard.
No, it's not.
It is.
Plus, you use shitty swipe to text and
Yeah.
type on your phone anyway. So what the hell is the difference?
Dave, I want a big phone. I like the big phone.
God, you're such a consumer.
You're a consumer. You're literally waiting for the next iPhone to come out.
Yes, because that's better. I'm waiting for one that actually
Yeah,
fits
okay.
what
You're such a
makes things
consumer,
useful,
Dave.
rather than just buying whatever they shit on me with.
And Matt, one of the reasons I didn't like Android was because that dumb curved screen, but it seems like they got rid of that. Like it's not there anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely still there's still kind of a curved screen.
I hated that I couldn't get a case to it that would protect the screen. If there is one,
I thought you didn't like it for other reasons. I thought you didn't really enjoy the operating system.
there are some things I definitely miss about Android. I miss having Firefox with an ad blocker because
Yeah, if I could recall correctly.
What are you talking about? You can use an ad blocker.
on Safari, no.
Yes.
There's,
yes.
If you jailbreak your phone, yes, I get it.
And they have built-in one, or they have ones in
No, they don't.
the Apple Store. They did until 3
Yes.
days ago.
No, they didn't.
If I also recall correctly, you set up your Android phone to be just like an Apple phone. Like
No, the other thing that I hated about it was the notifications because I'm used to my notifications piling up on my iPhone, but then Samsung only displays the last 3, which is what I hated. Those were the 2 biggest things I hated: the dumb curved screen and the notifications.
the curved screen was the stupidest thing that Android could have ever done. Like it was
On Android.
The Galaxy S phones, they were just useless. It was such a useless feature, and you're right. There was no way a case was going to protect against it correctly. You would drop it at any angle, and it would just crack.
Yeah,
Useless
and literally
fucking
when I did
curve.
drop it, it only cracked along the curve. The main screen was fine, and I had to pay
Yeah.
$175 to get that fixed. And that's what
That curved
really.
screen, it was so stupid. It was so dumb.
And because it happened so quickly into me owning it, like it happened in less than a month, I was soured on the phone because it was like.
Look, you can keep your phone laying down flat and then swipe the curve and then read the news. It's like, go fuck yourself. Who does that? Who needs that? Stupid curve.
The only time that it ever works is if you're like literally in line with whatever your phone is sitting on, because otherwise
Yeah.
you can see the whole screen.
Yeah, it's so pointless. There's no fucking purpose. Stupidest thing they could have ever done. And then the S8, like they made the curve less prominent, but
Yeah, but I thought the curve was only on the Edge model, and they don't have the Edge anymore. It was like the S8 and the S8 Plus. I don't know.
Michelle's
Shitty
asking
phones.
what the curved screen, what phone. The Galaxy S7 had
The S7 Edge,
curved-
the S7 Edge, and the S6 Edge.
a huge curved screen, and then the S8 is also kind of curved. They call it the infinity screen. But yeah. I'm also with Anchor. I can't believe that nobody else is going to say anything about the big dancer hands.
We talked about
They're
it.
just going to let Joe live with the big dancer hands. We're just fine with that.
You can dance.
I'll
with
move
your
on.
hands.
I'm
Or
fine
big
with him
dancer
thinking he has big dancer hands because that's just not only does he not have very big hands at all, but it's just the dumb thing to say that he should just stew in whatever dumb thing he said for a while.
It's
I'm
not going
okay
to.
with
He's
it.
not going to learn from it. He's not going to learn from saying
No.
dancer hands.
Big dancer hands.
Oh jeez.
You're gonna use it going
Odds.
forward. You're gonna be like, "Oh, that motherfucker has some big dancer hands."
Who's
you're
gonna say
say
that?
You're gonna say that. It's just gonna pop in your head now when you see somebody with big
No.
hands.
That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Did I did have a chuckle this week with the Ted Cruz porn tweet.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It was funny just because it happened to Ted Cruz. Like, clearly it probably wasn't him. Like, it probably was an intern or whoever uses his account. Maybe even somebody trying to. I understand that I don't know that, but I don't think that Ted Cruz would legitimately be.
Why would he be liking a porn GIF or whatever the fuck it was on Twitter? Why is anybody doing that?
Anthony Weiner has to use his phone.
See, other congressmen were doing it, Dave.
You could scroll through. Like, I get it. Sometimes you scroll through things and you accidentally hit a like or whatever. So I could see if that was
there
the case,
any tags on the post that he may have been looking for otherwise and accidentally saw it?
I kind of think that Ted Cruz would have like a separate account and probably a separate
liking his porns
than the one that is linked to his actual phone and account, just because I think he would understand the humiliation that would come from that, you know. But I did think it was funny.
Yeah, it clearly wasn't intentional.
Have you ever used Twitter for porn?
I mean, if you log into our account, we do follow a lot of porn girls.
When you say using it for porn, do you mean to find
look
beat material or?
Yeah, looking for wanking material.
No, that would be weird.
Seems like
there's nothing there.
Yeah, seems like the most inefficient platform to use.
You already know what you want to look at. Like, you're just gonna scroll
the only time
through
you do that
screen
is
and see what's in there.
The only time you do that is if you're finding a new broad on Chatterbait or MFC or something, and she isn't getting naked, Twitter. So you got to go to their Twitter to see if they ever post nudes to see if it's worth looking at it anymore.
And then send them a tweet that you wanked off to them.
No, that's weird.
No, Dave saves his Twitter account for only special celebrities that killed
No,
themselves.
I have a separate one for porn. Because even, apparently I could be a senator and stay safe because
because you use simple, security by having you keep your porn life separate in a separate account.
Yeah. What if you get confused and sign into the wrong one?
Yeah, what if you don't realize?
In Dave's life that'll come back to haunt him if he becomes a politician.
Yeah, nothing at all.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, it was just funny that it happened to him.
Yeah.
Fucking Ted Cruz.
He doesn't like porn in his public life.
But in his
He's
private
very
life,
against it.
He loves it.
Well, who doesn't, Joe?
Can you publicly love it in your private life?
I don't get it. If you love it in your private life, why rail against it in your public life? Like, it doesn't really earn you that
Because it makes him a lot of money.
Yeah, of course.
Does it?
It earns him tons of money.
It's kind of like I would say like Rush Limbaugh. Like, I don't think he actually believes most of the stuff that he says. I think he just knows that he'll make a fat check at the end of it. Same thing with Alex Jones.
Who's paying him money to say that he hates porn?
Alex Jones might actually be insane.
He might actually be insane. I don't think that he actually believes.
He takes porn advertisements.
He sells most of the stuff off of the store. Like, that's how he makes most of his money is the store stuff.
He has testified in court saying he believes all of the stuff.
Yeah, but he also said in
he
court
lose custody of his kids for that?
Yeah, he did.
He also said it. No, he testified in court that it was kind of a character.
No, his lawyer did.
Both. His lawyer said that, but he then denied that.
I don't know.
So,
I don't think he actually believes it. Plus, if he actually comes out and says that he doesn't believe it, you know how much money he's going to lose out on?
Yeah, but going to jail for perjury? I don't know, man.
So that DACA, huh?
Yeah.
Are you saying DACA and not DACA?
Wait, I didn't. I haven't read any more posts since 10 a.m. today. Where is Trump on it now? Because he kind of changed a couple times over the past night.
I don't know. The last thing I saw was that he denied working with Democrats on it. I don't know.
Okay.
Where it's at now?
Oh, I didn't read that part.
Yeah.
I only read the part where it came out that he did work with.
Right, exactly. When it's gone back and forth today, I didn't know where we left it.
Well, no, because I think who came out, Nancy Pelosi or something, said that
Pelosi and Schumer said he was gonna work with them for it, but they weren't going to have a wall or anything, and he came out and said, yeah, I'm going to work with them on it, but I said nothing about not having a wall.
No, what he said is that they were just repairing things that already existed.
Right.
I thought
yeah,
it came
like
out against
defenses.
the defense against the dark arts or whatever.
What'd you say?
I thought he came out against the defense against the dark arts. The DACA.
Did you say defense against the dark arts?
Yeah, because that's how they say it in the book, the DACAs.
What books?
The Harry Potter books.
Oh. Jesus.
You're
Christ.
working way too hard to make that joke work.
I got
Like-
there, though. I think we can all agree.
No, it did not.
I think we can all
Land.
agree it landed the way
Especially
it
since you
should've.
like said it under your breath, so no one could really like.
Yeah,
have to
don't,
say,
you
"What
don't
did
need
you
to
say?"
analyze it. Just move on to the next thing. It's a slam dunk.
So he is working. We're not losing DACA.
We don't know.
I
Well,
don't
it's
know
the
where
art of the
at.
deal.
What is the art of the deal?
A really bad book.
Congress.
Whose writer?
He's said Congress can make it into a law, and he'll work with them, but they'll probably have to give concessions to him to get it through. And if they don't give any concessions, then it won't go through, and then they'll all get deported.
So that's not art of the deal. That's extortion.
No, it's making a deal. You give me some
Uh,
things I want, you'll get your amnesty for illegals.
Yes, with an ultimatum that makes it extortion.
No, it doesn't.
No, it does.
That'll be if he threatened to have them thrown out of office if they don't pass this legislation.
I did think it was funny that he said he was going to that comment about the wall. Like, we're already working on the wall. We're repairing and fixing up the fences, or whatever that tweet was that went out. Like,
Yeah.
you're just repairing some chain link fence on
Right.
the border where the wall is in
Well,
full
good.
effect
Might
here.
as well not leave them broken.
It may as well not exist at all.
Plus, I mean, I thought the goal was to actually build a wall instead of just repairing some fence that's already
Right,
there.
exactly.
That is the goal.
So why would you waste the money on repairing the fence if you're going to replace it with a wall?
Right.
Because the fence is broken and it needs to be repaired to do its job.
I know, but why not?
But if the
just-
why not
fence can
repair
do
it
that
until we're
job,
ready to
why
build a
bother
wall?
building a wall?
Yeah.
No, but if the fence is capable of working at all, what does the wall eventually do?
It's not doing the best that it can, but it's what we have right now.
But just tear it down. Like, tear down the fence so you now can put the wall there. But now we've repaired the fence
Right.
just so we can later tear down the fence.
But the fence is
and
easy
put
to
the wall
repair. It's fence is cheap. I don't see what the problem is.
Well, it just doesn't really make any sense.
If
Logistically,
if your toilet's
financially.
broken, do you just leave it broken and shit in the yard until you can buy a new toilet, or do you fix it so you can use
No,
it until
I
you buy a
would-
new toilet?
Depends on what's wrong with the toilet. Like, if my plan is that, hey,
Does the
I'm going
toilet
to
not-
renovate.
What if the flusher's just broken and you just need to put on a new flusher?
No, that's not the case here. If the plan was to renovate the entire bathroom, and then before I renovate the bathroom, the toilet breaks. But here, why don't I put some money into this toilet, and then in a couple weeks, I'm going to renovate the bathroom and get a new toilet? It doesn't really make any sense. Just, okay, let's get the new fucking toilet in here, and then we can renovate the rest of it.
What if you're not ready to put the new toilet in, but you still need to take a shit?
Okay, then you just get the fucking new toilet. Like, it doesn't make any sense to spend money on, hey, I'm going to spend some money to fix this
I love this
broken toilet.
ridiculous hypotheticals game.
I was
Just
just
like
trying to
the
help
wall
you
existing?
understand it.
Hey. It's not gonna happen.
Oh, it will. And if it doesn't,
won't,
then
and-
the dreamers they have to go back.
Nah, it's not gonna happen either.
Oh yeah. Dave, do you think illegal immigrants should be allowed to vote?
I think there should be no such thing as illegal immigrants or any other sort of immigrant. Everybody is the citizen of everywhere because it makes no fucking sense at this point to start limiting people. All we're doing is being regressive.
That's insane.
It's not insane, but okay.
Did you guys see Baby Driver yet?
I did, and it sucks.
You didn't like Baby Driver?
The last half of it makes zero sense at all. Like, literally...
All right, please explain.
Negative sense. Okay,
You didn't
so
like Baby Driver? Really?
it was fine. It was like, okay, it's
Which
like a
part
cool
didn't
movie
make
at the
sense?
beginning,
Because
and then
I
it
feel
just
like
made absolutely no sense.
They explained the ending in the movie.
No, they didn't.
They did, because they did
None
a
of it made
5
sense.
years later deal.
Yeah, 5 years later, that he couldn't tell if it was actually a dream or not because he had the exact same dream already.
I thought it was pretty tasty. I mean, good.
It's weird that you describe it as tasty.
I don't know
Are
why
you-
that came out. Honestly, I just meant good.
Okay, so it made no sense. For one, why is none of the information ever given to each other? Why does Kevin Spacey, once he hears that dude's just making like weird mixtapes from the thing, still freak out about it? Like, why does he all of a sudden try to protect him at the end? Like, none of it makes any sense at all.
Protected him for love, Dave, because he used to be
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally, because that's something that he would do minutes after just like beating up his
I mean, I
minutes
will
after
agree that
extorting
there were,
him to be his driver.
there were a couple little holes in there, but
couple.
I mean, you know,
But
it
Dave,
was
did
just
you-
kind of an over-the-top
Did you
fun
like
movie.
the soundtrack at least?
The soundtrack is fine.
Do you like?
But whenever I hear a soundtrack, like a quirky soundtrack like that, I always think, like, which asshole did they hire to find, like, all of these quirky songs?
Maybe Edgar Wright found them himself.
Probably, he usually would.
Do you like that he just stored old iPods full of music all over the place?
Jesus Christ. It's retarded. But I don't care. Like, that's an irrelevant bit of retardation.
Why couldn't
It's
he just have an iPhone that had all of them on it?
I also, another thing that bothers the hell out of me is John Hamm's stupid girlfriend getting out of a car looking at, like, 500 cops and then, like, just standing there. It's like, what the hell?
Did you enjoy the twist that John Hamm was the villain at the end?
How was that a twist? He was always a bad guy. They were literally talking about him stabbing
Yeah, but
people
he
and
was the
murdering people.
friendliest bad guy. Like, Jamie Foxx is the one you expect to be the one that, like, double crosses them. But you
He
don't.
did.
Yeah, but you don't
both did.
expect John Hamm to.
No, you kind of do. They're all bad criminals.
What about John Bernthal, where they advertised?
Oh,
it
he
as
was
a
miserable.
movie?
I legitimately almost stopped watching the movie after those first, like, 10 minutes because he is so bad.
But but like, did you expect him to come back
I-
and like
I
save
like
the
John
day?
I can't stand him. He cannot act, even remotely.
So it's safe
Did you
to
like
say
the
that you're
Paul
not.
Williams cameo? He was the guy in the white suit.
Oh, yeah.
selling Oz.
Yeah. I mean, that was kind of cool. I liked him, but Jamie Foxx just randomly shooting everybody, like, and that information not being conveyed at all. By the way, these guys are, like, I get my guns from cops. Like, I run this whole place, I guess. It's like, that couldn't have been told to anybody.
Do you know that Joe doesn't know who Paul Williams is?
Really?
I don't know who that is.
He's Paul Newman's little brother.
The salad dressing guy.
Yeah.
It's the salad dressing.
I don't know. The movie, it starts fine.
I liked it a lot. I
The end
really-
is just nonsense.
I will say that it's a little kind of cheesy at the end, but I mean, I enjoyed it. I liked it a lot from start to finish. It was a fun movie.
What was your favorite thing about the movie, Dave?
I guess the long tracking shots that Edgar Wright's known for, he does those really well.
Okay, I was just about to ask if you liked the intro at least, where he just sort of getting coffee while dancing in the streets.
I mean, that's a standard Edgar Wright tracking shot. I mean, he does those well. They look nice. You don't really get anything out of it, but they're nice.
Well, I mean, you got the opening credits out of it.
Yeah.
We got the chat going.
Yeah. Yeah, being stupid. Having no foresight.
Posting pictures of Bruce Springsteen.
I wonder... I mean, Anchor has to know about that song, right? He's not just... Does he? No. Does he?
I don't think he does,
What?
Dave.
The song, that name, Born in the USA, is kind of the opposite of being proud of it.
Born in the USA.
Wonder if,
Oh, he does know about that song.
okay.
And then also, Dave is a fascist.
I'm a fascist for thinking that borders are outdated at this point.
Dave is
Yeah,
a
didn't
fascist.
they go out
said
of
that you're
business?
stupid.
Yeah.
Borders books.
Yeah. Borders.
Did you
is
guys see the
outdated.
pictures of the new Hellboy? That looks just like the old Hellboy.
I was gonna say I saw it and I was like, wait,
It looks the same, yeah.
did they just post a picture of last Hellboy with Ron Perlman?
I also saw
and I didn't
that they
notice.
hired an Asian guy to be the Asian guy instead of Dario #1, because people were like, he's supposed to be an Asian character, and he's like, oh, he was? Let me
Let me drop
just,
out of this movie then. I had no idea.
leave
They
this
just
movie.
hired me to be in this movie, and I didn't do any research on it.
I mean,
was
it
there a
doesn't
trailer
matter.
that came along with that? Was
don't
there a
think so.
Hellboy?
No,
Trailer.
I,
I
don't
mean,
think they've
I
started.
doubt it.
filming yet.
They're casting.
Yeah, they just
But
cast that one guy, and then they haven't
who
found a replacement. for him.
cares? Who cares if a character in a comic book is like?
Do you think the
It doesn't
studio will
matter.
ignore the fact that he dropped out because he's supposed to be Asian and just hire another white person?
They hired an Asian guy already.
Oh, did they? I thought they didn't announce
Yeah,
it.
that's what I just said.
Oh.
That's like why I even said it at all.
Do you think that
Yeah.
the Asian guy would drop out and be like, no, Dario is a better actor for this role? Like
He
a-
should,
like
because
a-
that should be what matters.
Double protest?
It's
Dave,
like,
Dave, you're a fascist because you want to take people's rights away.
right, I want to take people's rights away.
Take away people's
That's-
property rights, individual rights.
Yeah. Almost like the federal government under Trump wants to do that eminent domain to build his wall.
That's
He's going to
public
use
land.
an internet domain.
It's not public land. A lot of it's private.
Or a lot of people's farms are right on the border.
Is it on both sides of the border?
I don't know, to be honest.
So you want to annex part of Mexico.
Can you own, like, and this also happens to people who live in the Canadian border, can you own property that extends into Canada but is also in the U.S.?
You could own both properties, but I don't think it would be part of the same property.
Yeah, so they're
Yeah,
definitely
you-
separated at the country line.
Matt in
Yeah.
the chat, another thing in the Constitution is that black people are 3/5 of a regular person.
No, that was their vote counted for 3/5 of a white vote.
Yeah.
Did you see that J.J. Abrams
And
is
that,
going
was,
to...
and that was put out to prevent a large swing in the voting results in the South when millions of black people were suddenly thrust into the voting population.
Did you see that J.J. Abrams is now going to be directing Star Wars again?
Yeah, I
a
don't know
Safe choice.
why the...
That disappoints me.
Yeah, because you're not going to get anything. They had some interesting directors in there who might have. I can't even say that Colin Trevorrow was interesting, but at least it wasn't like the same thing that they've just done. Like, why not
No,
get?
he's not correct. Jesus Christ.
Matt said, no, it doesn't, just their vote, because the Northerners wanted them counted as none. The South wanted them counted as full.
Fucking Christ.
Anchor says, Matt is correct. I think he's talking about me, but I don't know what I said that was...
No, there's somebody in the chat
Was-
named Matt.
Yeah, but whenever they say Matt is correct, I mean, it's got to be something I said, I assume. Maybe he's agreeing with me when I said the Hellboy looks just like the old Hellboy.
He means because
Yeah, that's
the
gotta
North
be-
had a larger population, so usually they decided where the country went. But if all those extra votes were put into the South would suddenly be deciding the direction of the country. But if you want to be Dave, you can just simplify it to blacks are only 3/5 the people whites are.
Yeah.
Anchor
yes.
did say that he's looking forward to the new Hellboy. I also am looking forward to the new Hellboy.
Are you?
I liked
what if
the
they
old
do
Hellboy
a
too.
shot-for-shot remake of Hellboy 1? Would you be excited for that?
That would be really weird.
That'd be
If
weird.
They use the Hellboy that looks just like the old Hellboy, like
But
the
I
new
mean-
Hellboy that looks like the old Hellboy.
Yeah, but then they include like 40 minutes of new scenes. It'd be like Beauty and the Beast. Like the movie musical was basically shot for shot the animated version, but with 40 extra minutes.
Yeah, I guess that'd be weird.
Are you a Hellboy
I-
fan? Like, did you read a lot of Hellboy comics?
Didn't read any Hellboy comics at all. No.
So,
I mean, I've read an issue or two here and
so
there.
you're
but-
just a fan of the movies?
Yeah, I like the movies. That's it. There's a lot of I don't read a lot of I don't think I've ever read an Iron Fist comic.
But
Like,
you didn't
I've seen
watch
him.
the TV show either, did you?
No, but I've seen him like he plays parts in like the bigger like universe. He's a side character a lot.
Well, where's Hellboy situated? Is he in some other comic?
He's not. Yeah, he's not in the DC nor the Marvel world. So he's off in his own little thing. I forget who does him. Anchor would know off the top of his head. Is it Image? Did Image do Hellboy? I can't remember.
I have
Dark
a
Horse.
computer.
There it is. Dark Horse Comics. That makes sense.
Was there like a clamoring for more Hellboy movies? Like, why bring this up out of?
I don't think so. I
nowhere?
think, but that's just where we're at now. Is you don't come up with anything new. I mean, you just keep rehashing and regurgitating the same shit over and over and over again.
Is this a reboot or a sequel?
It's a reboot. I can't believe that fucking It movie has done so well. Like, we're gonna lose the Hollywood Fantasy League this
because
go
of that.
around, but they fucking like that guy drafted Annabelle and It, and I would have never ever thought. Like, I thought It would probably either make a lot of money and have a poor score, or it would have a high score but not make a lot of money because it's an hard R horror film. They never do well. Annabelle Creation,
Yeah, does poorly.
again, another horror film, and it does well. Like they both had really good runs this year. It's crazy. It's fucking.
And a
Well,
remake too.
The other thing about it is that there's nothing else in the theater right now. It's literally like
Yeah.
a wide open landscape.
That's true, but nobody's been going when there's been bigger movies in the theater. Like, it's been a very slow year, but for whatever reason, this clown movie.
That's not true. I mean, they've had some big movie releases this year.
They've had some big movies, but it's been well documented that.
Well, August was like a dead month, and September doesn't look any better. So it kind of just fell into the perfect spot for it, I guess.
Yeah,
And-
I
and-
And,
it
and
also-
occasionally horror movies do well.
Yeah, and it also
again,
helps that it was a
they
good
do.
movie. Yeah,
they
Was
they
it?
do.
it's
I
rated
don't know. I
high.
haven't seen it.
It's
Rated high doesn't mean it's a good movie, Joe.
That's not what you said, Dave.
No, it is.
I'm gonna see it. Like, I definitely look forward to seeing it.
Are you going to use your
it's
movie
just-
pass to see it?
But don't have it. Don't have my fucking movie pass yet.
So you haven't gone to a movie pass with the app where you don't need the card?
No, not yet.
I've only done it once. I saw Logan Lucky with Dave actually using the
Yeah.
app.
Yeah, I haven't really had a chance to. So when I bought the service, I didn't.
But I don't. You can't seem to do it again because if I go to try to buy a ticket now, it just says there's no theaters.
You need to be within 100 meters
That's the only way it works now. Why did it let me do it from home last time?
because that was before there was enough media coverage of it for all the theaters to say, fuck this, even though they're getting paid regardless. So I don't understand why.
Yeah,
Seems really silly.
I don't get
don't
it
know why,
either
yeah.
because they are getting paid the full price of the movie ticket from MoviePass. Like, so
Right.
it doesn't make any sense.
They're literally just losing money because I'm not going to cancel the thing,
Yeah.
assuming it's going to end up working soon.
Even if I only get one
So-
movie a month, it's still cheaper than going to the movies once because a ticket
Right.
like at night here is like $14. And that's just for like the non 3D version.
Right. So all the theaters are doing is losing money by not letting me use that.
Yeah.
Have you read anything about the Marvel Inhumans show? They like put it
I heard it was
the
terrible.
pilot in IMAX.
I heard it was terrible.
Yeah, people hate it.
Yeah.
That disappoints me too.
Why were you looking forward to it?
I thought it might be good, but
No, I didn't think it was gonna.
7% on Rotten Tomatoes.
All the pictures that they put out looked terrible. Like, what's her name? Medusa, the one with the wig. Just it looked awful. It looked like she just had a straight red hair wig. It didn't.
the main character, his power is that his voice is so powerful that it destroys everything if he talks. So he just doesn't talk at all.
Oh my
the whole
God.
show.
What a terrible character to have. So what? He's just a silent mime
the
the
thing
whole
is-
episode.
The thing is when you hear that, like, you know, I would have said the same thing about like Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, oh hey, one of the characters is a raccoon.
One of the characters
one of the
only
characters-
says, "I am Groot."
Yeah, only says I am.
That's
Groot.
not quite the same thing.
But they're like side characters. They're not the main character, and everyone just like has to speak for them.
So is it just that the pilot is bad? Has anybody watched more episodes of it, or
It's just the pilot that's in IMAX theaters. Apparently, like the cinematography is awful too.
yeah? I read some really awful reviews about it. I was like, oh, good. I didn't.
It's
kind of
weird that they would
series.
that they would take this and do an IMAX release. And
Yeah, and not like say
it's-
like one of their Netflix series,
Right.
something that already has
Yeah.
critical acclaim.
like everybody's anticipating Punisher, so why? And,
Yeah.
that's going to be gory and violent.
Like,
why not do that?
do an IMAX of the first episode of Defenders that came out last month, or like you said, or Punisher,
Right.
like you said? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, why pick a series that nobody's ever seen before or heard of, that's new, and you don't even know if it's going to last a season?
Yeah.
Well, probably won't. People are like begging them not to even release it. They're like, just scrap it and start over.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
weird.
How much of an inkling as an actor do you think you have, like when you're shooting, that you're like, oh man, this is awful, but you can't say anything because they're just paying you money to like be in it.
I actually, like, I love some of the cast that's in it. Like, what's his name? He played Ramsey Bolton. Like he's
Oh,
and Anson Mount
Yeah.
is the guy. He plays the guy who doesn't speak, but he's a fantastic actor. Like I loved him on Hell on Wheels and like other stuff. I'm like disappointed that these characters or actors that I love are associated with this.
speaking of, did anybody watch the Orville?
No.
How was it?
I don't know.
So wait, hold on.
Matt told me not to say
hold on.
anything.
So this is the Orville. If you don't know, if you're listening to this, you don't know what the Orville is. It's Seth MacFarlane's like Star Trek. I don't know if it's a comedy, and don't tell me if it is or it isn't. I don't know if it's a comedy or if it's like something that they're trying to do seriously, but it's just kind of a Star Trek type.
It looked like a
show.
parody to me, just from the commercial.
So I was curious because like Joe was going out of his way to go watch this show.
I wasn't going
with some
to.
friends on it.
Yeah, I was gonna wait for a couple episodes to build up so I could get a better feel of it. But then, like we said earlier, I got invited over to watch the pilot, so I went.
So I have to say to everybody in the audience, if you're listening to this right now, what do you think, Joe? Do you think Joe hated it, or do you think that he
just some background
liked
info?
it?
I am a huge Star Trek fan. I've loved a lot of Star Trek.
huge?
Huge Star Trek fan. So
What do you think of Family Guy?
I
you a
was okay
Family-
with Family Guy. I'm not like a super fan of it. I used to watch it all the time. It was on Adult Swim, but I haven't really watched any of the new episodes in a couple years.
So I know Joe. Just guessing. I know Joe loves sci-fi shows, but I don't know
Yeah.
if he would love off-the-wall humor mixed in with his sci-fi shows.
Right. Like,
I'm
and
trying to think if
don't
there's
say
an
anything, Joe.
off-the-wall
Don't.
humor sci-fi series. Can you think of any? Like that maybe I would have
There's some
watched?
British ones,
Actually,
but not.
I think
Red Dwarf or
Sci-Fi
something?
had
Yeah.
like a
Might
weird
watch that.
comedy show on it, didn't they? Like,
Yeah,
that was like
can you
based
think
on a
of one?
spaceship. I can't.
I can't
Are you
think
thinking
of
of
one. I think.
Farscape?
Did you watch Space Cases
No.
on Nickelodeon?
No.
You didn't watch that?
No.
That was a good show.
Oh
What?
wait, no, maybe I did. Is that the one with the girl with the rainbow hair?
I think so. And had the guy with the swirly ears and the Black Power Ranger.
Yeah,
was
then
on
I
it.
maybe watched it. I don't remember. I remember bits and pieces of it.
Now I know that Joe liked Galaxy Quest.
I do. I love Galaxy Quest. So that
And
is like
this
a
kind of-
great like spoof movie of the Star Trek sort of.
So I
tropes.
almost kind of thought, like, are they trying to do something
It
similar?
kind of looked like it to me from the trailer.
Yeah.
And kind of what I gathered from it.
Are they trying to do like a comedy, like Galaxy Quest along those lines?
Galaxy
But,
Quest.
Galaxy Quest, honestly,
family
wouldn't
friendly,
work
though.
as a show.
What's that?
Galaxy Quest was family friendly. I don't think Seth MacFarlane's about being family friendly in his humor.
But Seth MacFarlane is a big Star Trek fan.
That's
Loves
true.
Star Trek.
But his type of humor is getting Patrick Stewart to talk about
Yeah, but not just
having
Patrick
his
Stewart.
having his piss fork and
Yeah.
get all over his bathroom.
And he did that series with Patrick Stewart on Stars, Blunt Talk. He was a producer of that. And he loves all the Star Trek cast. There have been various Star Trek
He was in an
reunions
episode of Star Trek.
on Family Guy. And various actors have come on and done roles on his show. So he is a big Star Trek fan.
So, whenever it's, you'd say like people are huge fans of something and then they get a chance to create it, that can go pretty poorly.
Usually goes pretty bad.
So once I saw that they were doing this, I thought to myself, man, Joe's gonna hate this. There's no way that Joe's gonna like this. He's gonna watch it. He's not even probably anticipating. He's probably not waiting to watch it. And then, like I've seen the trailers. I think somebody in the chat, Anchor said, I think he's going to say meh. I think that he is a little bit below meh. I think he doesn't completely hate it because I think Seth MacFarlane probably threw in some pretty good nods that kind of tickled Joe's fancy. I haven't seen the episode, by the way, but I don't think that it's even at the halfway marker. I think he doesn't like it.
You want me to
A
say
little bit
it?
below meh.
Or are you guys going to...
I have no intention of actually watching it.
You're not going to
Star
watch
Trek
it at all?
Discovery comes out next week. I'd rather watch that.
I mean, I'm going to watch Star Trek Discovery as well.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to ignore Star Trek Discovery, even though it's a little worrisome. I just found out today that they're doing embargoes on the reviews. But
Are you going to subscribe to
Yeah,
All Access?
But they also released the theme already. Didn't you hear it?
I didn't listen to the theme yet because I kind of wanted to see it with the... Dave's playing it, apparently. Because I wanted to watch it with the series, but whatever.
Too bad.
I'm going to say Joe didn't love it, but he liked it enough to keep watching it.
The music of Trek is a critical part of the experience.
Are
of
you
Trek.
playing a
The original
documentary?
Alexander Courage theme.
No, that's how they released it.
Iconic and memorable themes of
Oh.
all
This is
time.
the
There's
opening?
somebody talking over?
Yeah.
So there's
Yeah.
a beautiful segue
Why?
in and out of the original theme into the
Because that's how they did it. I don't know.
This should just be the opening of the show. The music is so important.
I don't really care for it.
Yeah. I mean, individually, none of the Star Trek songs really work, but they do flow with whatever their cuts are pretty well.
How long until that guy writes lyrics to it?
Hopefully he already has started.
So annoying.
Star Trek
TOS.
Discovery.
Yeah. I think you'd want to watch some of the series first before writing them, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was asking Joe before the show, has there ever been a show that has put an embargo out and then it's like not been destroyed?
Yeah, like what if they just put a embargo out for Inhumans because all the executives had seen the first couple episodes. They were like, wait, we need people to go to IMAX.
Has
We
an
spent all this
embargo
money
ever worked?
on reviews?
Only
For
in
anything.
tricking people to spend money on opening weekend. That's it.
Because you want to say, like, if they really made a great Star Trek series, wouldn't they want all that press right now of critics who have seen the first episode?
Right.
It's a very good point.
Yeah, it is especially curious because they need to get people to subscribe to their shitty service.
Yeah, like I have no intention of subscribing to CBS All Access. But like, if I really felt that, like, based on all of the early reviews, it's going to be great, maybe they would have a better chance on lying. I would never do it, but I don't know. It just embargoes never seem
There's
like.
no way I would ever do it.
Yeah, I just
Maybe
can't see myself paying for
if they give out reviews, I don't know. I'd never do it.
No, yeah, there's no way.
The reviews.
Regardless.
All right, Joe. What did you think of the Orville? It's a dumb name too.
The name is the worst, honestly. I think
Doesn't
you're
make you
pretty
want
much
popcorn?
on the nose, man. It was sort of meh. I will say the ads sort of portrayed it, like you said, like a comedy, and it wasn't. It really was Seth MacFarlane trying to do Star Trek: The Next Generation, with him as Captain Picard, and like little bits of like humor.
How
thrown
often did
in
he smirk?
all the time. There were a lot of his like deadpan jokes, like when they showed, they're like, "Oh, look, this quantum ray will age things really quickly," and they showed them like a banana on the table, and it aged really fast and it rotted, and they're like, "So you made an anti-banana ray? Does it also work on salads?" But like there was a lot of that.
What?
Yeah, like that's in the trailer. So if you watch that, like that, it seems like it's a joke and it's like a Galaxy Quest spoof, but it's not. It's like it can't figure out what it wants to be. It wants to be this serious sort of take on Star Trek, like the spiritual successor of Star Trek, The Next Generation, but it's also a lot of comedy thrown in. And not even a lot of comedy, sorry. All the comedic bits you saw were in the trailer. There was that was really about it. His best friend is the pilot on the ship, and he just seems like he's straight out of the 20th century. Like he's just a guy who drops 20th century references or 21st century references, and is just like.
So he's Tom Paris?
He's Tom Paris, yeah. And he's just like, the first officer is his ex-wife, who he caught cheating on him with a blue alien. And when he catches them in the act, the blue alien squirts blue out of his face. I don't know.
That disappoints me.
That was the first scene.
Blue
and so,
out of his face?
Yeah, like there are little gills on his face and just squirts out ink. And that was like the first scene. And then it's like a year later, and he's been depressed, and this is his last chance. They're giving him the Orville, and guess who's his first officer? It's his ex-wife. Look at the drama. Can they work together? And then it's his best friend's the pilot, so then she's like, I hope you can work with me because I know you're his best friend. And he's like, I don't know if I can, because then he would like broadcast their fights like over the audio in the ship so that everybody could hear it.
Does Seth
Like,
do any
seems
projects where he
retarded.
doesn't cast himself as the star?
No, well, see, that's
Cosmos?
that's also the problem with this. Like, it could be good, except he's not really Captain Picard. Like, he can't pull off being Captain Picard. Captain Picard had this
Class?
class and authority to him, and Seth MacFarlane doesn't.
Yeah, he produced Cosmos, and he didn't do that with him, like, as the face of it.
Yeah.
So you're going to continue watching it because you've watched this episode.
I've watched this. I'll give it a couple episodes. I don't, and then maybe if I don't like it and reviews say it gets better, I'll go back to it. But yeah, it's.
Are you
kinda-
going to start a Orville podcast?
No. I'm at my limit of podcast. I don't have time for all of this. And plus,
Anchor did say Martin Stein's in it.
he is in it. He is the admiral that gives Seth MacFarlane his ship. So you do see him quite a bit in the episode.
Nice.
Yeah, so if you like Martin Stein, he's there. I'm trying to think. They do a lot of like. So when he gets on the ship, he meets his senior staff and he just explains their backgrounds really quickly. He's just like, "Oh, this is right here. You're an alien from Zorp, and there are only males on your planet. Is that right?" It's like, "Yeah, there's only males here." And he's like, "Oh, it must be hard for when you really gotta wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom." "I wouldn't know. I only pee once a year." I'm like, "Oh, cool. What great."
Is that a joke?
Yeah, is that great?
Do they really say Zorp?
I forget the name of his weird
Oh.
alien race.
Is that appropriate to ask your crew members up front about their bathroom habits?
He did seem to care.
I don't even understand what was he trying to get at?
I don't know. I think it's just his way of saying like these are everyone's backgrounds really quickly in like the start of the episode, because then you also meet like this girl who's his security officer and she's super young, but her planet's gravity is really high, so she's super strong. And that comes into play like later in the episode. So
If you only peed once a year, I would think peeing would be like a huge event in your life that you would want people around for.
Yeah, but he's like a big, like bulky, like Klingon guy. He kind of looks like a Klingon, like he's in Klingon makeup almost. And like
it just sounds like he's taking like the worst aspects of every episode of Star Trek and making a show about it.
And then like there in the trailer for next week or later in the season, the Klingon character lays an egg with his partner, and then Seth MacFarlane's like, "You laid an egg?" And he's like, "Yes, of course. I'm procreating. I thought you should know."
He doesn't know anything about any of his crew apparently, or their species.
No,
beforehand.
and like one of them's a robot that literally has like no face. It just has like glowing eyes and thinks he's above all humans, but then goes on to the ship to get, to try to understand humans.
That's ripped straight out of Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, so that's what you're dealing with this series.
Is there an original idea in the whole show?
The uniforms are blue, red, and green instead of yellow. So those are the colors. Doctors wear green.
There you go.
Command people wear blue, and everybody else wears red.
Oh, it's all mixed up then.
It's all mixed up, yeah.
Adam, do you have a final thought?
Oh, I should also say that they save the ship by using the anti-banana ray on a seed.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Chekhov's banana ray.
On a redwood seed, because they grew it really quickly in 100 years, and it blew apart the ship that they put it on. Because a redwood would tear apart a metal ship.
Where did the dirt come from for the redwood to be in, for its roots to grow?
They don't explain it. It just works.
It would just wither immediately.
Yeah, it just works. It doesn't make any sense. But they did try to make it like a TNG episode, sorry.
Keep going.
Yeah. So Adam, final thoughts?
No, I can't think of one.
The man's got nothing.
My final thought is they have to go back.
Have you been playing Destiny 2, Adam?
No, I didn't like Destiny 1.
But they improved everything that was wrong with Destiny 1 and Destiny 2.
Is there actually a coherent storyline?
Yeah, it's like you're playing a movie for the first 20 levels.
How long does it take to get through the leveling?
I don't know. We did it in like 2 or 3 days.
And then is it just grinding the same strikes over and over again?
No, there's a raid. And Crucible.
Is it actually interesting, or do people just find some cheesy spot to stand in where they can just shoot the boss?
I haven't done it
without being hit.
I don't know. They just released the raid on Tuesday, so I haven't done it yet.
I hate that kind of shit in gaming. Nobody wants to come up with a good strategy to actually beat the boss.
I don't think you ever played any of the Destiny raids, because a lot of the Destiny raids are like jumping through stuff and coordinating with your team members and using weird shields and standing in. There is a little bit of standing in the right spot, but like it's like using the shield on only these enemies, and then okay, the boss's shield is down. Now everybody group up and take him down from here.
Yeah, I never played either of the raids in the first one, but I played all the strikes, and
the strikes are basically loot corridors, but like
everyone was just like, stand in this spot, and there's a little hole you can shoot the boss through where he can't shoot you, and then you blink away at him for 10 minutes until he's dead.
It's too bad you didn't play some of the raids, because some of them were really good. The Vault of Glass raid, it was long, but like there was a lot of mechanics in that. And then the Taken King raid was pretty good too. I remember really enjoying that one.
Yeah, I think I enjoyed all of the. I never played the last raid, but I enjoyed the raids and all of them. I actually even liked Crota when it.
Yeah, there were a couple good spots in Crota. I remember being really hard, the last one, until people found a cheese for the last one, where you could just dump Crota knock him off the edge.
Yeah, see, even you hate cheese, when the cheese eventually...
Yeah, but like the first time, because it was so hard and we were playing all night, and then someone was like, hey, look, we can kick Crota off the edge, and then we all won. I was actually happy about that one.
What's the one? Because you were so tired of it.
I was so tired. I'm like, I can't do this anymore.
But you would have felt better if you had like finally come together as a group and defeated him.
Maybe. It wasn't going to solve the group's problem, which was that people were under geared or weren't doing things correctly.
Well, that's when you take leadership and show them how to do it.
Yeah, but like sometimes you take people who you wouldn't normally take because you want to get a group together and it's taking too long. Like you don't have all night.
Then you
Dave?
raise them up to your level.
Final thought.
Or did you guys get me birthday presents to give me before I leave?
Is Matt going to come down and see you before you leave?
I don't know.
When are you leaving?
And then early next Thursday morning at like 4 or 5 in the morning.
No.
Well, Matt, I mean, you could
Not
come
gonna
down on
make
like Monday and stay the night and spend some time with Dave.
Man,
Yeah, what
guess
if I
that's
get
it.
terroristed when I'm over
Yeah.
there?
What if this is the
Come
last
over
time you
there.
could see Dave?
Can you please try to find a way to, like, if you get terroristed, to just have communication solely through the show?
That'd be kind of awesome.
I mean, just help us out a little bit.
I
Bump up
invited a
those
group of
numbers.
immigrants to live in your house.
Okay.
That's my gift to you.
I think they would be okay with that.
I would.
That's why I got him what he wanted. I wouldn't get him something thoughtless.
Cool.
What day's your birthday again? September.
25.
You're gonna be gone for your birthday?
Yeah.
Well, when you get back, I'll have your present waiting for you.
Cool. Okay. Neat. I like presents.
Are you going to come back
It's
the day that Dave comes back? Matt, are you going to come down the day that Dave comes back?
I mean, I guess we have to kind of prepare. Like, I think the best thing to do is just be off for the next 3 weeks, right?
I will be back
Can we just take a week off?
October 11th at some point during the day. I don't remember when.
So you're gone the 21st, the 28th,
Columbus Day weekend.
and the 5th, and you'll be back the 12th.
Yeah.
So, I mean, is there a possibility that you can broadcast?
No, I can't. I'm
any
not
of-
going to be able to do that.
No. I mean, yeah, maybe we should just take the next 3 weeks off. What do you think?
I distinctly remember being on vacation. You guys disrupted my whole Ireland vacation with your show nonsense because I got
Mhm.
texts. I got texts about it, about angry roommates.
Well, I won't be able to wake up a baby in the middle of the night to talk to you assholes. That's not fair.
Why do you care about a baby?
What?
Yeah,
You have to wake up a baby to talk to us?
Yeah, because
I-
9 p.m. Eastern Standard
Yeah,
Time
it'd be the
is
middle
like
of the night.
4 a.m. in Germany.
You'll be up.
Well, Dave will probably be up, sure, but the baby won't.
He might. Babies
How's the
get up
baby
every
gonna be
2
able to come on
hours.
the show?
Nah, she's like 6 months old.
If the baby is
Well, I guess
up,
we'll figure it
are
out.
you going to just hang out with the baby at 4 a.m.?
Maybe. Mm.
We'll figure it out. We might do a show. We might not. Maybe we'll do a couple shows. Maybe we'll do a show.
Maybe we'll do all 3 shows.
Maybe.
I'm really sad that nobody commented on me farting.
They didn't know.
They didn't know.
What did they think it was?
Your dance
That was a
hands?
live fart for everyone's enjoyment.
Joe?
I scheduled my Halloween party. I have a date now.
Did you
Ooh.
really?
I did. I haven't sent out the invite yet. But it is going to be...
I was actually just thinking about that the other day. I was like, is Joe doing a Halloween party this year?
Yeah, I've been... My
Because I
brother,
haven't heard anything. Usually I've heard of something by now.
Yeah, my brother's been kind of dragging his feet because I guess he's busy. And so now it is October 28th, which is a Saturday.
The 28th.
That's close to the actual Halloween date.
It is. It's the only one he could do this year, apparently. So
That's the day after my anniversary.
I thought it was like 3 days after your anniversary.
Wait, it's a Thursday?
It is actually 3 days
The
after.
hell are we supposed to go on?
No,
What?
it's a Saturday.
It's a Saturday.
Oh, is
Matt's
it a Saturday?
anniversary
Oh,
is a
I forgot to
Wednesday.
click back onto the other day. Sorry. Okay, good. I was like, what?
It's the
'Cause
day
I was
after
just like I had my
sister's
calendar
birthday.
open, but then, yeah, okay, that's fine then.
Do you know what you're going to be yet?
I don't have a costume yet, no. I feel like I should have... I might either wear one of my old ones because I haven't prepared at all, or I was going to figure out one quickly based on stuff I already have.
You have over a month, Joe.
I know. Quickly.
You can't wear an old one
Why not?
because you've already worn it.
Dave would wear an old one.
Yes, I
Dave
would.
would just dress normally.
Yeah. I wouldn't wear any costume.
You came as Freddie Mercury one year. It was like the best costume.
I have worn costumes, but I'm saying if I was like panicked about it, I wouldn't. Hence why, was it last year that I was Dave who buys his own drinks, or was that 2 years ago? 2 years ago.
I don't know. They all kind of run together.
Oh yeah, you cashed a war bond.
Yeah.
I forgot about the war bond.
I just actually deposited all those in the bank.
Did you?
All the rest of them, yeah.
Are you ready to go?
Yeah.
Do you have enough money?
Yeah, I got plenty of money. I fucking
How much money do
loaded
you have?
right now?
Yeah. What is Dave's worth? His net worth? Are you logging into your bank's
Yeah.
app?
Are you
That's
going to
crazy.
give us maybe like 10 years worth of birthday presents when it's our birthday?
Right now I have
$27.
$4,000
Look at
$4
you.
grand.
or $1,000, yeah.
Bourgeoisie, motherfucker.
Right? Just about. I mean, it's a little under that, but it's just about.
But you're going to get another week's pay before you leave, so it'll push you over.
No. I'm gonna. I mean, that check will be while I'm like gone, and it's only gonna be
Half the amount.
what? Actually, maybe I'll be able to get that check
Goldie's in
before
the
I leave.
chat. Goldie, I was actually going to invite you when I do my Facebook invite. I'm sorry that your Halloween party is on the 28th too.
I didn't realize she was in the chat.
I didn't either. I just saw that. Goldie, cancel yours. We'll combine the two. Just tell all your friends they can come to Massachusetts.
That's true. Dave will open up his house
Sure.
to the Washington, D.C. immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about taking a trip to DC for Columbus Day. Because
Final thoughts, Joe?
I already did mine, the Halloween party.
Oh.
You mean Indigenous Peoples Day, Joe?
Oh yeah, Indigenous Peoples Day. Yeah, that's what I meant. The long weekend.
I don't really have a final thought either.
Jeez, what is with you two? Nothing's going on, Matt, that you wanna... What's that show you made me download for you? I'm sorry, that looked like it was on Amazon.
I haven't watched it.
Yeah, but like, isn't it on Amazon?
I don't think so. It's on True TV.
Ooh. Did you watch the new Transformers movie?
I did not.
I was watching that before this. Oh man, it's
Bad.
not good.
Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna watch it. I've been watching the Death Note anime.
The movie or the show? Oh, the movie is live action. Never mind.
Yeah, I've been watching.
I was
the
going
show.
to turn that
Pretty
on.
good.
So it is good?
It is.
It
It
was
is good.
recommended for me, and Netflix was like, oh, maybe I'll watch this. But then I
I watched the movie. The movie, I liked the movie when I watched it. Like it's really cheesy and kind of corny at times, but I did like it. And then as I watched the show, I kind of just get annoyed. Like I don't ever really understand why movies will take certain liberties that they do that take away from the actual what could be a good story. Like the show, obviously they have to skip out on a lot of stuff that the show does because
liked the movie.
Okay.
Let him finish his statement.
Sorry.
You do this to me all the time.
You do this to me all the time. See how I flip
You do this to each other.
So anyway, I get it that movies have to take liberties to make changes, and contain things. But I'd never understand why they take out like really key points or key parts or just character developments essentially to make their films. It's just like we're gonna leave that out just because. Like
what I didn't get about that, because everyone's saying like just the reviews I read on the Death Note movie were that it was so different from the anime, and like so who is the audience for this movie? Like,
right?
Are you courting the people that really enjoyed the anime? And if you are, then why, like you said, why are you changing all of this stuff? And if you're trying to make it for a broader audience, you're just going to get bad press from all the people who love the anime and saying,
and it's not like
this is not as
if
good.
you're making it for a broader audience, it's because like people aren't you're already going to hit a broader audience because it's a live action film. Like, all right, somebody who's not going to find the anime, or maybe somebody who doesn't watch anime, they're going to watch this movie. All right, you kind of got this like cool concept about the Death Note in this book. You write the name down and it kills somebody. Seems pretty cool. And I get it. You kind of Americanizing the whole thing, and just why, like the demon Ryuk, the whole concept behind the actual Death Note, like they changed that for the movie. It doesn't really make any sense. Like, why not add the way the show does it into the movie? So I just find that weird because they definitely,
Well, I mean, it's not just that movie. Obviously, like even like the Power Rangers movie came out.
Yeah, they do it with everything.
Yeah.
I mean, even Marvel does it.
Who are you
like,
making this
they
for?
Have to make, they have to make those changes.
Why is that not a question anybody asked before they approve this movie? Like, who is the audience of this? Like, who are you making it for? Like, if you're pissing off the people who loved it originally, then why are you making it?
I agree.
That you just kind of said that. I mean, that's every adaptation, not just from like books or. I mean, that's literally every adaptation. That's a remake of Star Trek is the same thing.
Yeah, well, that's what I don't get with this new TV show. Is it, is it for broader audiences, or is it for people who loved certain things about Star Trek? Like, and the promos don't really say either way. It seems like they want it to be both, but it obviously really can't be both. So like,
it's to sell Hot Topic T-shirts. That's what it's to do.
Yeah,
like that's all it is. It's that type of bullshit.
I don't know. I just felt like even though it comes out in 2 weeks, it's just worrying that there's an embargo.
Guys, we are the Lotus Cast. Strangelabel.com is the only place that you can hear us live. We might be taking the next 3 weeks off. We'll see. See what happens. Maybe we could record 3 shows with Dave between now and the time he goes on vacation and just air that. It's a possibility. That's something we can do.
And if I die, no shows ever again.
All right, maybe we'll talk. So until next week, maybe, go fuck yourselves.
Keep the sun off our shoulders, crawling back to a black out, touching new life, face down, set the pace again. Set the pace again. Drive the idea still existing. Sad and shattered, broke the pattern, falling inward. In and down, up and out, let it go. Follow way back, call it off. Any day, anyway, make you feel this. A black out, touching new life, face down, set the pace again.